Hey everyone. For all of you early adopters and AI enthusiasts out there,
Yeah,
I know you're swimming in information at AI, but with all the hype comes a few persistent myths that just won't die.
that's true.
So today we're diving deep into an article to debunk some of these. Um, it's called Uncovering AI's Five Biggest Myths and Misconceptions by Jay Poole,
Oh, yeah.
published today. And be sure to check out his YouTube channel, Tech Frontiers, for even more insights on AI.
Yeah, he's great.
So let's get right into it. The first myth we're tackling is the one that's been keeping people up at night. The fear that AI will replace all human jobs. I mean, it's a pretty scary thought, right? Millions out of work, human skills becoming obsolete.
It's easy to get caught up in the fear, but if we look back at history, say the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
we see a similar pattern. Jobs were lost, but new ones emerged. The key is recognizing that AI is good at specific tasks, like repetitive things, those rule-based processes that, can be automated.
Yeah. Pick it up.
But it's not about replacing human skills altogether, because humans excel in areas AI still struggles with, like creativity
Right.
and emotional intelligence, complex decision-making.
So it's not about AI taking over. It's more about AI handling those tedious tasks so we can focus on the things that make us, well, human. Like, I mean, take, for example, social media. I imagine AI could be used to schedule those posts and things,
Exactly.
which would then free you up to create those awesome marketing campaigns.
Precisely. Think of it as AI enhancing your capabilities,
Yeah.
not replacing you. So early adopters out there listening think adaptation, reskilling, and really focusing on those human skills that'll be in even higher demand.
Because those are the skills that are going to set you apart.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to our second myth. AI is smarter than humans. I mean, it's a classic trope in sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
Those super intelligent machines outsmarting humans at every turn.
Yeah, it's a compelling narrative, but the reality is a bit different. AI's intelligence is what we call narrow. So it's powerful in very specific, well-defined tasks. An AI can, for example, analyze massive amounts of data. It can identify patterns with incredible speed and accuracy,
Right.
but it lacks that general intelligence and adaptability that humans possess.
I see. So it's like AI can be a chess grandmaster and beat any human player,
Yeah,
but it can't explain its strategy or, have a conversation about the game afterwards.
that's a great analogy. It highlights the difference between AI and human intelligence.
And speaking of AI and intelligence, this leads us to the myth that AI can learn and think like humans.
Yeah.
But when we talk about AI learning, is it really the same as how we learn?
Good question. Machine learning, which is at the heart of AI, is about finding patterns in huge data sets.
Right.
It's a powerful process, but fundamentally different from human learning. I mean, think about it. Our learning involves sensory experiences, intuition, emotions, social context. It's much more complex than just crunching data.
Right.
So while an AI can learn to recognize images of cats, for example, it doesn't really understand what cuteness is or the emotional bond we have with our pets.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
AI operates on mathematical models, not human cognition. It lacks that deep understanding of the world that we, as humans, have.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And this kind of leads into another myth that AI is always objective and unbiased.
Yeah.
It's almost like we see AI as this purely logical force, free from those messy human flaws.
Yeah, it's tempting to think that way. But the truth is AI can actually inherit biases from the data it's trained on.
Oh, interesting. So it's like if the data itself reflects societal biases,
Exactly.
then the AI will kind of absorb those biases too.
Yeah, and that's where early adopters like yourselves, you guys play a crucial role because you're not just users of AI.
Yeah.
You're the ones shaping its future. By being aware of these potential biases, you can help steer AI development in a more ethical direction.
It's like we're all responsible for making sure AI is used for good.
Right. And speaking of responsibility, let's talk about the big one. AI taking over the world. The AI apocalypse scenario that we see so often in movies.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Rogue AI turning against humanity. It's definitely a concern for some people.
I understand the concern, but it's important to separate fact from fiction. Right now, AI doesn't have the consciousness or the desires or the independent decision-making abilities to pull off a global takeover.
So those doomsday preppers can relax for now.
Exactly. The real focus should be on responsible AI development. Setting those ethical guidelines, making sure it remains a tool that benefits humanity.
So instead of fearing some fictional AI takeover, we should be focusing on guiding this technology, making sure it's used for good.
Absolutely. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's being shaped by the choices we make today. And as early adopters, you're at the forefront of those choices.
It's fascinating how these AI myths can kind of sneak into our thinking, even for those of us who, live and breathe tech.
Yeah, it's like they're embedded in our culture. You see it everywhere, from sci-fi to those, attention-grabbing headlines. It really shapes how people think about AI.
Exactly. And I think for early adopters, it's super important to be aware of those influences because we're the ones who are showing everyone else how this tech could be used.
Absolutely. You guys have a big responsibility to really understand AI, to see both its potential and its limitations, go beyond just those simple myths.
It makes me think about the myth of AI objectivity, that idea that it's free from human bias. But, like we discussed, if the data's biased,
Right.
then the AI's output will be biased too.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's about remembering that AI isn't this perfect solution. It's a tool, and it needs humans to guide it, especially for you early adopters who are integrating AI into your work. Be mindful of the data and always watch out for potential bias, making sure AI is used ethically.
It's like AI isn't magic.
Yeah.
It needs our help to make sure it's doing the right things.
I like that. It's about understanding AI deeply so we can really use it for good while also being aware of the risks.
So it's not just about debunking those myths. It's about empowering ourselves to really use AI in a smart and thoughtful way.
Exactly.
Well, I think that wraps up our deep dive into these big AI myths. Thanks for joining us. And remember, all you early adopters out there, you're the ones leading this AI revolution. Your decisions matter, your voices matter, and your commitment to responsible AI development is what's going to shape the future of this technology. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing those boundaries of what's possible with AI. Until next time.